from Spain, and yeah, he can introduce himself and say what he's talking about.
Hello everyone, it's nice to see so many people here. I set off from Spain this morning. I'm kind of the presence on the ground in Spain for what's become the Dark City Compassion Club. The Compassion Club didn't start off, the idea didn't start off based in cannabis. It was about putting the resources into the hands of people that could use them, that actually need them. Whether that's whether that's well drilling equipment for the people who need it, or aquaponics in Cambodia, and you know, I've worked on a few projects. Firstly with the free food aquaponic systems, and then freeing land. I got in political wranglings over freeing some land in Ashton-under-Lyne. So trying to free land up, first food, then land, then we put our own free speech radio network up. I'd started to develop a bit of a pattern. I suppose if you go and see a doctor, they'd start to say that I was having a few strange tendencies. But we followed that pattern straight up to now where I am actually currently living in Spain. It's not been an easy journey, the transition from living here, doing this kind of work here in England, and then moving to Spain, which I'm not a resident, I'm living there at the moment, and continuing this kind of work. And that literally is producing cannabis oil. The people I talk to are astounding. And I know Nigel really well. I don't know you at all, mate, and don't take it personal, but are you going to keep listening to these people telling you about this mythical place in the future? You know, there's this place in the future where people are going to come along and they're going to say to you lot, it's all right for you to look after yourself. Who are you being, I mean, who are you listening to? I mean, I know some of you, you know, I've already got up and you're doing something. You really are. But if this is going to happen, it's not going to happen with a ballot box. It's not going to happen because some government official or some man in a white coat, well, maybe Manuel Guzman actually at Madrid University, maybe. Okay, they are out there, you know, most of you are gathered here. Maybe there's some anti-people, you know, who are against the war on drugs, you know, and it's all right. You know, there's no bombs dropping on us here, you know, from 20,000 feet. There's no drones flying up our street. You don't mean we ain't dying. I talk to people every day. They're dying. They're dying. Well, no, let me get a bit more specific. They're being killed. They're not dying. They're not dying from natural causes. They're not walking down the street, falling over something, tripping over, getting hit by a car. It's not an accident. It's being done on purpose. The Misuse of Drugs Act. Somebody was quite good at law, I mean, I don't know, but I'll probably get this wrong. But roughly, let's see if I can get it right. Any drug that's prescribed must do what it's prescribed to do, must not have undue side effects, and must be seen to increase the quality and life of the prescribing. Right, so we're having every single general practitioner in this country now under arrest for the Misuse of Drugs Act. Diazepam, temazepam, cofaloxamine. I was prescribed umpteen drugs for arthritic pain. I'm paralysed. I can't walk. All this left side locks up. I can't get out of bed. I look like a twisted old woman when I wake up. Burnt body. Somebody's made a mistake. Was it done on purpose? Was it done through ignorance? Are these people going to carry on doing what they're doing? You tell me. You people, you know, mind, body or spirit, I don't care. You tell me that people cannot have good quality cannabis oil in this country. You can't get it in this country. Why can't you get it in this country? Why can't you get cannabis oil in this country? Why is it not available?
People are getting arrested and prosecuted. And
you're scared of it?
People are scared.
That's what's giving people cancer, love. Yeah. Living in fear and tyranny every single day. Yeah. That's what's giving them cancer. Well, maybe not all of them. You know, I don't know. I ain't learned in that field. I don't know. You know, I'm just a guy who was quite sick, who fell in and found out I was medicating myself. You know, when I took that serious, then it had serious consequences on me as well. Really serious consequences. You know, I could hardly move around. I had difficulty moving. Oh, I could move around, but you know, I couldn't do anything. I've travelled today from Spain. Okay, all right. I am aching, and I'm heavily medicated. I'll tell you, I'm really heavily medicated. Oil, bang, just look, I'm here. You know, I shouldn't be doing this with medication. That's not what you should be doing with medication. I should take time out in my life to put myself through a good course and get myself right. You know, but I ain't gonna. Well, well, people are dying. What do you want us to do? Not do something? Once you begin this, there's no turning back. There is no turning back. You look into somebody's faces who's, do you know? You see a man like this who comes to you, how are you going to say no? I go and spend it on my credit card, mate. I go and back down. We've done it. That's how we started. Sarah, every penny she had, myself, on his credit card. Take that back to Westminster. Not as green and orange. Are you orange?
Yeah.
You're orange. Got a bit of orange. Take it. You know, somebody said about cross-party. You either join in or get out of the way. Because people now are waking up all over the place. Not just to cannabis, but to lying, cheating, thieving scumbags. Okay, that's what they are. There's a difference between ignorance and willful ignorance. It's quite simple. And if there's a viable alternative and they don't take it, then they're dangerous people. There's two solutions. You put a screwdriver straight through the top of their head or get away from them. I choose to get away from them. I've had my own assaulted. I've had armed gangsters torturing me, or try to. Didn't expect to find me naked in the middle of the night. I took a beating. You know, I worked with the police to catch the criminal folks. And then the police raided me 12 months after, the same ones, because we took land. Nothing to do with cannabis. You read the papers. Oh! Same. I did actually re-edit your story and told them there were scumbags on part of it on our little blog now. So, yeah. You know, I haven't got much more to say, but it's, you know, it's brilliant to see so many people who are standing up and saying, you know, I use cannabis. You know, fair play to you all. It's absolutely brilliant. But waiting for anybody else to make these changes, it's never going to happen. We have to do it. The ones who are already standing up, and don't have any fear of them. You know, what's the worst thing? What's the worst thing can happen? They'll drive you out of your country. You'll never see your family again. You'll have to live in Spain for the rest of your life. It's hard to give some stuff up, and I have. But when you look into the eyes of someone, yeah, and we don't mention the names, we have numbers. I'm number one, by the way, if you want to look. There's a couple of people who do identify themselves. And when you look into people who have not gone through all the chemotherapy, who have gone back for the checkups, and they won't finish them, they won't give them the full test because they haven't took their medicine, then it tells you that's not a conspiracy. That's take the most dangerous drug we've got to offer, or we won't help you. Well, I've got an alternative therapy.
Well, it's the same with that, taking that child out of the country, all the uproar. Parents were right.
Of course they
Full
were, yeah.
stop.
Of course they were. We're not just fighting politically. We're talking. I'm not blaming these people. I don't think I'm pointing the finger at anybody. I'm not. I'm saying it's not up to them. We can't wait for anybody else. We can't. You know, like I say, we've had a real hard ride in what we've done. But now I've got Spain's top lawyer, Hector. Oh, I can't spell it. Hector. I know him as Hector. You'll have to excuse me. I've only met the guy a couple of times, but he's got so excited with what we're doing because we want to do medical. That we're only interested. It's medical. I've realised that. I didn't know. Same as Nigel. What? You know, the lunatic Rick Simpson turns up. I mean, like, he's nuts. And it turns out he isn't nuts. Well, okay, he isn't it nuts, right? But what he's talking about and what he's done is right. You know, it's right. And you can't deny it. Even us, ignorant northerners, you know, the evidence just becomes overwhelming. So yeah, that's all I've really got to say. You know, if you're going to do it yourselves. You know, do it yourselves.
Are you saying this? You can get this in Spain, this oil?
Me? Yeah, I make it every day. I've made.
Really? Why have you got to do it in Spain?
72% profile, 50% profile THC, high CBD. We've only done 3 set profile oils at the moment. but we're moving in now. Literally, we will be the first medical association. That paperwork is being filled in now in Spain.
Yeah, and,
right
and they're allowing you to do that in Spain.
I don't look. The thing you've got to get.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
Right, is I'm going to do this.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not going to wait for anybody to tell me it's all right. Oh,
Why
I'm
did
in
you pick
Spain.
Spain?
Why?
Yeah.
Because it's private. No, you give me some. I can talk about this for hours now. You don't understand. Right. What you lot haven't got here is private. You think in your own home, you know, you think if you sat in your own home, you know, no loss, no harm, no deception, no victim, you know, mind your own business, then it should be all right, shouldn't it? Yeah. No, it isn't. You're in England. It isn't. It should be all right. Well, in Spain, private's private, and you as a private person. In here, you're not a private person. You're not. You've been sold down the line somewhere. Go and talk to all them other people who know more about law than I do. But you have. You've been sold down the line. You're not even private when you walk out on the street. You're not private in your own home. You're not private on the street. So what can you do here? Whatever the man tells you. And if you don't do what he tells you, he's going to beat you with a fucking stick, take your money off you, throw you in prison, take your children off you. That's what's going to happen. This is Britain, our country. My father, well, my father didn't do a pacifist, but my grandfather got shit shot out of him and died for it. That's why my father ended up being a pacifist. But hey, you know, people have done that. There's people here, you know, our forefathers and fathers have died for something here on this bit of land, and for some reason, here, they become the most arrogant, I don't know, it's like the children, it's like the young children, and we are looking at these little children saying, what should we do? And they're saying, I don't know, we've got a big stick, if you don't know it, I'm going to beat you with it. It is preposterous. We are allowing this to happen, you know? So yeah, Spain's brilliant for that. Private association, you see. Well, if you were having sex with your husband, okay, would you have it in front of your window? So everybody can see when you're walking past. Because if you did, your neighbours might get a bit peeved about it, mightn't they? You might be all right about it, and your husband, you know. But the neighbours, all right? So draw your curtains. Draw your curtains so they can't see. If they can't see it, it's behind two locked doors, they can't walk onto it, it's private.
Yeah.
You see, in Spain, they actually do tell you what private is. What's private here in England? Anybody tell me where you can go, where's a private space? You don't know where it is? Where's there a piece of free space then? Is there any free space? Does anybody know about free space? Ask Nigel, we took some land ages ago, nobody got to know about it. You know, it's still, you start to do these things, you're not going to get help from anybody, they're not. But it catches on. You know, aquaponics, free food system, 15 years ago, rambling lunatic. Type it in Google. It's everywhere, okay? 30 years ago, cannabis, we all knew about it. Why is it not everywhere? Why? It's not because of the drug companies, it's not because of the government, it's because we allowed it. Us, we did it, we let them do it. So, we're in charge, not them, we're in charge. You've got to take control back for your own well-being, and that's how you begin good health. Now, I couldn't have done it without cannabis. I was far too gone into that world to ever accept it, that we're never going to beat it fighting it. We'll beat it by healing it from within. That's how I reckon we're going to do it. And cannabis is just a great tool to allow us to begin that process. Not only that, but if they implemented some of the things we found out, your National Health Service wouldn't have a problem tomorrow morning. They really wouldn't. You could have old people, you know, back in the beds. You know, over 30% of the people who are being medicated don't need any medication, don't need any medication at all, not even cannabis. A lot of people we work with, heroin, somebody said about gateway drug. I've actually got people off medication with cannabis. Off it, not on it, off it. So, and it's about reducing the amount of cannabis they use as well. It's about reducing everything if we can, you know. Anyway, I'm going to shut up now, because I do go on. But thank you very much for listening to me.
Where you actually had to have a key, you had to pay for the key to access the water.
I can prove that a minimum of 60% of everybody's wages on this planet is paying interest to the banks.
Scientists are saying, no, man, if we don't turn this around in 5 years, we are going to reach the point of no return.
No, it's like I can still remember being a kid, and I can remember what it was like living that life of bullshit.
And whatever we can do to change that, whatever we can do to form groups, whatever we can do within ourselves to make small changes, it's a step forward.
A lot of people are hanging around this system and try to fix this system. But what I would suggest is fixing this system or even another system is like giving painkiller to a dead.
We're divergent, we're different, and we can think outside the box.